So to drain this, you hook up the hose first. There's a 90-degree petcock down there. You turn that on with a screwdriver. And then, well, first you want to turn off the pump. That's important. And turn the pump off and open up all the valves in the cabin and let it all drain out. Flush the toilet. And you can flip this up, hook up the hose, and it'll all drain out. This is a release. You just flip it up like that. And then also, once that gets underway, unhook these things which screw onto the hot water tank. So there's one here and there's one there that screws on right here. But you have to you want to undo them so that they can all drain in the wintertime. These are two critical pieces. This goes out on the window side where the kitchen is, down low, and that has to be removed to drain. And then this goes on the other side of the cabin, down inside of a hole, and that has to be screwed in when we come back, but it has to be taken off for winterization. These guys unscrew right over here. You got the hot and cold. The hot is the bigger one. It screws in here, and the cold is here. Both of those have to be taken out, otherwise it'll freeze behind there and destroy everything. We use antifreeze to fill up the toilets. You want to flush it, make sure there's nothing left inside there at all. You just keep holding it down. In fact, I'll probably scoop some water out of there, and then I'll add a bunch of this to the bowl. I'll also add some here to this P-trap, because the water needs to have some in that amount of volume, and then additionally in the kitchen. So this is a light bulb receiver which you could plug into the socket right here and keep this thing warm. And what I've done in the past is plug it in and leave it on. You have to leave the pump circuit on in the cabin for that to work. That's only if it gets really cold out. To pull this apart, there's two union joints. One is here, and actually there's three union joints. One here, there's one here. And you can see it's pretty straightforward. So that's off, and then there's a bigger union joint here. And if you need a tool, something like this can come in handy, but it's not necessary. Another thing that has to happen is this is a lot of stress, all the weight of this pump. So there's a pump wrench here that you can use to, let's see, to loosen the pump up. Like that. And you have to loosen the pump up, or you have to take the filter off so it doesn't freeze. And there is a drain in the bottom of here. You can see there's a hole down there, which is built in. Pull the filter out. The drain can be upside down. Well, there's an O-ring on this filter. You have to be very careful not to lose that. It's best to just leave it on there. And unplug this. Now at this point, you could just take the whole pump out. Take it home. You can lift on it from right here in the middle. Another option is you can open up all these openings. This one, and you can very carefully take this one off. This one's you have to be careful with because it's plastic threads into a steel threads, and you don't want to cross thread that. And then you can pull this out and tip it upside down. And once it's all upside down, kind of rock it around, make sure everything is out of it. It's completely empty now, so you can feel confident that it can't freeze. And I think this season we're just going to leave it here in the pump house. Go ahead. The bevel end goes up into that little bracket, and then you lift it into place, kick it as vertical as it'll go. One more very important thing to do is to release the water that is in this pipe down here. This is the well pipe, and so to do that you have to loosen this fitting. And I'm just gonna, sometimes you might need a wrench, sometimes not. You loosen that fitting up, and then there's a little thing down here you got to grab with something like these. You grab it, lift up, and the water, this is a one-way check valve. You can hear the water is receding deeper and deeper into the hole. And as long as it's below grade, it's safe for being in the winter. The last thing we do is lock up the doors and put this piece of steel here so the snow has a place to run off from in case you want to open it and there's still snow out. Notice the garbage cans are empty and upside down. That's great. And also at the end of the season we tip up the picnic table upside down so it doesn't wear in the snow. The final state of the pump house is something heavy on top with some boards and waterproof so water doesn't get in there.